There's a major new player in the Kanata North Tech Park, but it's not a tech company in and of itself. This week we're at the University of Ottawa's campus right here in Kanata North to learn more about what this partnership and this new space means for tech companies in the park and the university itself. That's this week on Techopia Live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Techopia Live. I'm your host, Craig Lord, the editor here at Techopia. This week we are in the Kanata North Tech Park. Specifically, we're at the University of Ottawa's new space here at 535 Leggett. Now, this is a new space that just opened up a couple of months ago to give Kanata North tech companies a closer hub to this post-secondary institution here in Ottawa. To talk about the new partnership and the new space, we have Sylvain Charbonneau. You are the Vice President of Research at the University of Ottawa. And next to him, we have Veronica Farmer, the Director of Operations at the Kanata North Business Association, which represents many of the great tech firms in the park. Now, Sylvain, this is a very interesting partnership that started late last year. It was announced. Can you take us back? What was actually the origins of University of Ottawa deciding it would bring a space in Kanata North?
So thank you for asking the question, Craig. So I became Vice President of Research officially in 2018 in February. And before being at the university, I was an entrepreneur myself. I spun off a company from the National Research Council, and I established a company right here in the high-tech park in Kanata North. So I understood the ecosystem quite well. And one of the things that I wanted to do as VP Research was to have a physical presence here in Kanata North. So what we did was we did a mini business plan. We asked a third party to go and interview a dozen companies or so to ask them what was needed in a high-tech park. And the message that we received back from the companies were, we need talent. So talent attraction, talent retention, and professional development was top of mind for them, as well as looking at next generations of solutions to try to help companies develop the next generations of products, et cetera. And that's, even though the University of Ottawa is only 26 kilometers away from the tech park, we felt it was important to have a physical presence. And in fact, if you compare the Ottawa with other high-tech regions worldwide, you will notice that if you go to Silicon Valley, you're in close proximity of Stanford University, of course. If you go to the Raleigh, North Carolina, in the Research Triangle Park, you're very close to Duke and the University of North Carolina. Even internationally, in Taiwan, in Hsinchu, you will have the National Chiao Tung universities. So we felt it was important to have close connectivity with the community. So we could talk about the different programs that we're going to bring into the region. What we heard was, the access to talent in the co-op program, for example. So having a readily available location here on campus was important. And even some of our prof at the university wanted to have a physical presence here to be in close proximity to the industry. Mm-hmm. So that was the primary drivers as to why we are here in the region.
That's excellent, yeah. And Veronica, from the point of view of the companies that you're talking to every day here in Kanata North, what is the value of now having a university campus right here in the middle of the tech park? What can they now take advantage of?
Absolutely makes a lot of sense to have this kind of partnership and collaboration. Ultimately, we're always looking for talent, always looking to retain it, attract it, and nurture it. So the training and the access to the solutions that the University of Ottawa is going to provide is an enormous add and addition. And absolutely all of the examples of successful tech parks have a close collaboration between academia and industry. And just the amount of opportunity for knowledge transfer, the ability to research collaboratively, this all drives innovation, which, as you know, we've had great success here. So the 534 companies, the 33,000 jobs that we have, and the kind of economic impact we have towards Canada's economy is critically important. The fuel of that is the talent. And we have a leading top intensive university who is here in the park, and that kind of access will drive us to the next generation of of innovation and success.
And so what I'm trying to wrap my head around is what actually happens in this space, Sylvain. So on a regular day, or maybe on a special event, what's the activity like in this space? If I am working in the park, do I drop by? What can I expect?
So a number of activities. So we already started putting together some programming. One of the things that you and I were discussing earlier was, of course, the ability to go in and provide these micro-credentials that are so important. So when you have industry leaders that would like to move through the corporate ladders, going from being an engineers to a managers to directors and eventually a VP of some sort, having the proper training in place is important. So, professional development in the EMBA programs or very specific IT related. The technology is changing so rapidly now. The ability to go and reskill yourself is so important. So those are the kind of activities that will take place here in our location. Also, we're going to have a co-op. We're going to have a co-op presence, and of course, different program which are linking to the talent retention and attractions.
And the co-op one is maybe an obvious one that springs to mind. Getting new students that are just going through their undergrads from University of Ottawa into Kanata North Tech Park. That seems obvious, but to your point, it's the workers already here getting to develop their skills and move into the middle management roles. We've heard a lot that that's not the only kind of talent. We don't just need the new talent. We need the existing talent to be able to enter leadership positions in our companies.
So the talent retention that you were mentioning earlier is certainly something that we've heard when we did our community engagement. So that's something that is top of mind for everybody.
And Veronica, back to you. What does this mean on kind of a big scale for Kanata North in terms of becoming that top tier tech hub? Where we already know it's the largest in Canada, but Sylvain was mentioning a lot of international tech hubs earlier. What does this now do to our efforts in autonomous vehicles, cybersecurity, to hopefully advance the technology work that's actually happening here?
So the beauty of this is that we have a changing talent requirement. Different companies are focusing on those sectors, as you mentioned, and this gives us a great opportunity to have them in this physical place here, to be able to come in, to collaborate, to do their research. It answers a lot of the drive in terms of how do we be agile and be ahead of what the innovation lead needs to be. And so this partnership, and given that we have a program committee that provides that oversight to what that education requirement, which therefore is the talent requirement, it bodes really well for us to position ourselves as an internationally recognized tech ecosystem.
And next week, coming up on the 25th of April, we have a celebration event. Sylvain, can you kind of give us more of an example of what to expect?
So it will be the official opening of the facility. So of course, the whole community of Kanata North is invited to come and participate. We will have a few of the kiosks available on site if you have interest into programming, if you have interest into long-term sustainability, etc. Those are the kind of things that we can provide. There's also an important aspect that we're also pushing at the university, and that's the entrepreneurship activities on campus. And we were celebrating this year the 10th anniversary of the Startup Garage program that we've started. And a lot of startup companies, very successful startup company came out of this. So we would love to introduce these startup companies into the community and welcoming them into the Kanata North community, yes.
Yeah, and showing off some of the bona fides that University of Ottawa already has to its name in entrepreneurship and tech research. So great to hear what's happening specifically in this space and also in the Kanata Tech Park at large and University of Ottawa at large. So thank you, Sylvain and Veronica, both for joining us this week.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And now, before I let you go, I want to take a quick second and thank some of our sponsors, without whom this show would not be possible. I want to start with Number Crunch, offering virtual CFO services for SaaS firms. I want to thank Pearlie Robertson Hill & McDougall, a leader in business and tech law. There's TD Bank, offering specialized services for tech firms. There's the University of Ottawa Faculty of Engineering, we heard from them a lot today, creating the next generation of technical talent. There's Stratford Managers, offering services to help you scale up your tech venture. And finally, KRP Properties, offering so much more than just space. Now, Techopia is not just this fantastic show. We are also available with daily articles on obj.ca/Techopia. You can follow us on social at Techopia OTT on Facebook and Twitter. And also, you can find us on YouTube. Follow the Ottawa Biz Journal, subscribe, and leave a like if you're watching us there. And stay tuned for the next episode of Techopia Live, where we're covering Ottawa's tech scene in depth. We hope to see you soon. Bye.